float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Muhammad Ali wasn't just the greatest boxer who ever lived, he was a global icon, a civil rights champion, and a man who changed the world with his fists and his words. But behind the legend was a father of 9 children from 4 different marriages. Some followed in his footsteps to find fame and success. Others struggled with addiction and legal troubles. One became a world champion boxer. Another found peace away from the spotlight entirely. We are exploring the individual stories of each of Ali's 9 children, from his eldest daughter, who became an activist and author, to his youngest son, who grew up watching his father battle Parkinson's disease. Each child has a unique story of how they dealt with carrying the weight of perhaps the most famous name in sports. History. 9 children, for mothers, 7 decades of life stories that span from the 1960s to today. Each one carved their own path while living in the shadow of greatness. If you love diving deep into the untold stories of legendary figures and their families, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Now, let's meet each of Ali's children and discover their individual journeys. Maryam Ali, born on June 18, 1968. Maryam Ali holds the distinction of being Muhammad Ali's first child with his second wife, Belinda Boyd, later Khalila Ali. She entered the world during one of the most turbulent periods of her father's life. He had been stripped of his boxing titles for refusing to serve in Vietnam and was fighting legal battles that could have sent him to prison. Early childhood was shaped by her father's 3-year exile from boxing, while other children had fathers who went to regular jobs. Maryam's dad was either in courtrooms, fighting for his freedom, or on college campuses giving speeches about civil rights and the Vietnam War. She witnessed history being made from her high chair. Growing up in a Muslim household, Maryam was raised with strong religious values and a deep sense of social responsibility. Her parents emphasized education, and she excelled academically while also developing a keen awareness of social justice issues, partly because she watched her father sacrifice his career for his principles. Maryam chose a career in social work, dedicating her life to helping others in ways that honor her father's legacy of service. She works with at-risk youth and has been particularly active in programs that help young people avoid the pitfalls of drugs and violence. Her work is hands-on and largely away from the media spotlight. In addition to her social work, Maryam has written several books, including More Than a Hero, Muhammad Ali's Life Lessons, presented through his daughter's eyes. The book provides intimate insights into what it was like growing up as Ali's daughter during his most challenging and triumphant years. When her father was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, Maryam became an advocate for Parkinson's research and awareness. She has spoken at numerous events about the disease's impact on families and the importance of supporting both patients and caregivers today. Maryam continues her social work while raising her own family. She maintains a relatively private life compared to some of her siblings, but regularly participates in events. Honoring her father's legacy, she represents the quieter side of activism, the daily work of helping people that doesn't make headlines but changes lives. In interviews, Maryam has often said that her father taught her that true strength comes not from physical power, but from standing up for what's right, even when it costs you everything. This philosophy has guided her career choices and her approach to raising her own children. Jamila Ali. Born on December 17, 1970, Jamila Ali is the elder of the famous Ali twins, while her twin sister Rashida would become more publicly active. Jamila chose a path that balanced honoring her father's legacy with maintaining her own privacy and independence. Being a twin in the Ali household meant sharing, not just a birthday, but the unique experience of growing up with the world's most famous father. Jamila and Rashida were often treated as a unit by the media and public, but they developed very different personalities and interests from an early age. Jamila showed academic excellence and developed interests in business and writing. Unlike some of her siblings who were drawn to entertainment or sports, she was fascinated by the business side of her father's career and began learning about contract negotiations, endorsements, and brand management at a young age. As an adult, Jamila has been involved in various business ventures, many connected to preserving and promoting her father's legacy. She has worked on licensing deals, merchandise, development, and has been instrumental in managing aspects of the Ali brand that require attention to detail and business acumen. Jamila Kothord, The Soul of a Butterfly. Reflections on life's journey with her father. A book that captures Muhammad Ali's philosophical thoughts and life lessons. Working directly with her father on this project gave her unique insights into his thinking and allowed her to preserve his wisdom in his own words. She also worked on a cookbook project that celebrated the Ali family's cultural heritage and the foods that brought them together. This project highlighted her interest in family traditions and her role as a keeper of family history beyond just the boxing legacy. Within the large Ali family, Jamila has often served as a diplomatic presence, helping to navigate family disagreements and coordinate family events. Her calm demeanor and business sense have made her a go-to person for family decisions involving her father's legacy. Today, Jamila continues to work on projects related to her father's legacy while maintaining a relatively private personal life. She has children of her own and focuses much of her energy on being a mother while still contributing to Ali family enterprises. Jamila represents the behind-the-scenes work that goes into maintaining a legendary legacy. While others might seek the spotlight, she prefers to work quietly and effectively, ensuring that her father's business affairs and family interests are properly managed. Rashida Ali. Born just minutes after her twin sister Jamila on December 17, 1970, became perhaps the most publicly active of the Ali twins and one of the most vocal chroniclers of her father's life and legacy. Rashida showed exceptional writing ability and a natural storytelling talent. She was fascinated by her father's stories about his boxing career, his conversion to Islam, and his civil rights activism. She began keeping detailed journals and family records from a young age. Rashida pursued education in journalism and communications, preparing herself for a career in writing and media. She understood early on that she had a unique perspective on one of history's most important figures and felt a responsibility to share that perspective accurately. Breakthrough came with the publication of I'll Hold Your Hand So You Won't Fall, A Child's Guide to Parkinson's Disease, a deeply personal book about caring for her father during his battle with Parkinson's. The book filled a crucial gap in resources for families dealing with the disease. Rashida became one of the leading advocates for Parkinson's disease awareness and research. She has spoken at medical conferences, fundraising events, and support groups about the impact of the disease on families. Her advocacy work has helped raise millions of dollars for research. She has written several other books, including More Than a Hero and various children's books that teach young people about her father's values and life lessons. Her writing consistently focuses on the human side of Muhammad Ali rather than just his athletic achievements. Rashida has been a frequent guest on television shows, documentaries, and radio programs discussing her father's life and legacy. She has become one of the family's primary spokespersons and is often called upon to represent the Ali family at public events. During her father's final years, Rashida was deeply involved in his care. She has spoken openly about the challenges of watching a parent decline and the emotional toll of caring for someone with Parkinson's disease. Her honesty about these struggles has helped other families facing similar situations. Rashida has been involved in numerous documentary projects about her father, serving as both an interview subject and a consultant to ensure accuracy. She has worked to make sure that documentaries capture not just Ali's public persona, but also his role as a loving father and family man. Rashida continues her writing and advocacy work while raising her own family. She remains one of the most accessible Ali family members for media interviews and continues to work on projects that preserve and share her father's legacy with new generations. Rashida sees herself as a guardian of her father's true story. In her words, she wants people to understand that Muhammad Ali was not just a great boxer or civil rights icon, but also a devoted father who taught his children the importance of compassion, courage, and standing up for what's right. Muhammad Ali Jr. Born on May 14, 1972, Muhammad Ali Jr. carries the heaviest burden of all the Ali children. His father's exact name, being called Muhammad Ali Jr., meant that everywhere he went, people expected him to be a champion, to have his father's charisma, his athletic ability, and his quick wit. From the moment he could walk, people watched Muhammad Ali Jr. for signs that he had inherited his father's boxing talent. Every playground fight was analyzed, Every athletic endeavor was scrutinized, and every public appearance was compared to his father's legendary charisma. Unlike his sisters, who could choose their own paths, Ali Jr. felt enormous pressure to either follow in his father's footsteps or to clearly reject them. The middle ground, just being a normal person, seemed impossible when you carry the name Muhammad Ali. During his teenage years, Ali Jr. began to rebel against the expectations placed on him. He struggled in school, had conflicts with authority figures, and began experimenting with substances as a way to cope with the constant pressure and attention. By his early 20s, Ali Jr. was battling serious addiction issues. He has been open about his struggles with drugs and alcohol, describing them as an escape from the overwhelming pressure of being Muhammad Ali's son and namesake. Ali Jr.'s addiction led to several legal problems, including arrests for various charges. Each legal issue became a public embarrassment for the family and added to his sense of shame and failure. The media coverage of his troubles was often harsh and unforgiving. Despite his struggles, Ali Jr. maintained a relationship with his father, though it was complicated by his personal problems. Muhammad Ali, who had lived such a disciplined life, struggled to understand his son's battles with addiction, but never stopped loving him in 2017. Ali Jr. made headlines for being detained at Fort Lauderdale Airport by immigration officials who questioned his citizenship despite his American birth. The incident, which many saw as profiling, highlighted how even carrying the Ali name couldn't protect him from discrimination. In recent years, Ali Jr. has made serious efforts to overcome his addiction and legal troubles. He has spoken publicly about his recovery process and has tried to use his experiences to help others facing similar challenges. Ali Jr. has become an advocate for addiction recovery programs and has spoken at treatment centers about the unique pressures faced by children of famous parents. His honesty about his struggles has helped reduce stigma around addiction. Today, Ali Jr. continues to work on his recovery while trying to build a positive relationship with his own children. He has expressed regret about the pain his struggles caused his family and is working to honor his father's memory through positive actions. Ali Jr.'s story is a reminder that fame and a legendary name don't protect anyone from personal struggles. His journey shows both the dangers of overwhelming expectations and the possibility of redemption. Through honest self-examination and hard work, in interviews, Ali Jr. has said that carrying his father's exact name was both a blessing and a curse. While it opened doors, it also created expectations that no human being could possibly meet. His story highlights the unique challenges faced by children who are expected to duplicate their parents' extraordinary achievements. Kalea Ali, born in 1974 to Muhammad Ali and Aisha Fletcher. Kalea Ali grew up in a unique position within the complex Ali family structure. Her birth occurred during a turbulent period in her father's personal life, but she emerged from these circumstances as one of the most independently successful of Ali's children. Kalea's early years were marked by the complexity of her father's multiple relationships. While Ali was still married to Kalila when Kalea was born, he acknowledged and supported his daughter, ensuring she never felt like an outsider in the family despite the complicated circumstances. From a young age, Kalea displayed remarkable independence and self-reliance. Perhaps because of her unique family situation, she learned to depend on herself and developed strong business instincts and negotiation skills that would serve her well in her adult career. Kalea chose to pursue a career completely removed from entertainment, sports, or media fields that attracted several of her siblings. Instead, she was drawn to real estate, seeing it as a field where her natural sales ability and business acumen could flourish without constant comparisons to her father. Kalea became a highly successful real estate agent in Philadelphia, building a reputation based entirely on her own merit rather than her famous name. She deliberately chose to work in a field where her father's boxing legacy was irrelevant. What mattered was her ability to negotiate deals and satisfy clients. In interviews, Kalea has explained that she wanted to succeed or fail based on her own efforts. Real estate provided that opportunity because clients care about results, not celebrity connections. Her success in the field proves that the Ali children could excel in any profession they chose. Despite the complicated circumstances of her birth, Kalea maintained a close relationship with her father throughout his life. Ali made sure she felt included in family events and never let her feel like she was any less important than his other children. Unlike some of her siblings who embraced public attention, Kalea has deliberately chosen to maintain her privacy. She rarely gives interviews and prefers to let her business success speak for itself, rather than trading on her father's fame. Kalea participates in major family events and celebrations, but generally stays out of the media spotlight. She represents the Ali children who chose to honor their father's memory through private success rather than public advocacy. Today, continues her successful real estate career while maintaining her commitment to privacy. She has built a stable, independent life that demonstrates the diverse paths available to the Ali children. Kalea's story proves that success doesn't always require fame or public recognition. Her achievements in real estate show that the determination and work ethic associated with the Ali name can succeed in any field, not just those connected to sports or entertainment. Mia Ali, born in 1972 to Muhammad Ali and Patricia Harvell. Mia Ali represents the ultimate choice of privacy among Ali's children, more than any of her siblings. She has successfully maintained a life almost completely removed from public attention and media scrutiny. Like Kalea, Mia was born during a complex period in her father's personal life. However, Ali ensured that she was acknowledged as his daughter and included in family activities, despite the complicated family dynamics of the time. From an early age, Mia showed no interest in the public attention that came with being Muhammad Ali's daughter. While some of her siblings enjoyed media appearances and public events, Mia consistently chose to stay in the background. Very little is publicly known about Mia's education or career choices, which is exactly how she prefers it. She has successfully avoided the media attention that has followed many of her siblings throughout their lives. Despite her privacy, Mia maintains relationships with her siblings and participated in family gatherings, particularly during their father's final years. She was present for important family milestones, but managed to stay out of media coverage of these events. The fact that Mia has been able to maintain such privacy in the age of social media and constant connectivity is remarkable. Her siblings and the media have generally respected her choice to live away from public attention. Muhammad Ali supported Mia's choice to live privately and never pressured her to take on a public role in representing his legacy. He understood that not all of his children would choose the spotlight, and he respected their individual preferences. Today, Mia continues to maintain her privacy while presumably living a fulfilling life away from media attention. Her success in avoiding public scrutiny is itself an achievement in a family where privacy is often impossible. Mia's story is important because it represents the right of famous people's children to choose completely private lives. Her success in maintaining that privacy shows that it's possible to be part of a legendary family while still maintaining personal boundaries and individual choice. Hannah Ali, born on August 6, 1976, to Muhammad Ali and Veronica Porch. Hannah Ali emerged as one of the primary guardians and interpreters of her father's legacy. From an early age, she showed both the talent and the inclination to preserve and share the deeper meanings behind Muhammad Ali's life and philosophy. Hannah displayed writing, talent, and intellectual curiosity from childhood. She was fascinated not just by her father's boxing achievements, but by his philosophical thoughts, his spiritual journey, and his approach to life's challenges. Hannah pursued education that prepared her for a career in writing and media production. She understood that she had access to unique insights about one of history's most important figures and felt a responsibility to share those insights thoughtfully and accurately. Her major breakthrough came with The Soul of a Butterfly, Reflections on Life's Journey, a collaboration with her father that captured his philosophical thoughts and life lessons. The book revealed Ali's depth beyond his public persona and became a bestseller. Hannah has written several other books about her father, including More Than a Hero and various projects that explore different aspects of his life and legacy. Her writing consistently focuses on the human and spiritual dimensions of Ali's story. Beyond writing, Hannah has worked as a television producer and has been involved in numerous documentary projects about her father. She brings both intimate family knowledge and professional media skills to these projects. Hannah has made it her mission to ensure that people understand Muhammad Ali's complete legacy, not just as a boxer or civil rights figure, but as a man who developed a sophisticated philosophy about life, spirituality, and human relationships. Hannah frequently represents the Ali family in media interviews and at public events. She has become one of the most articulate and thoughtful spokespersons for her father's legacy, able to discuss both his achievements and his human complexities. Much of Hannah's work focuses on her father's spiritual journey and his development of personal philosophy. She has explored how his conversion to Islam, his study of various spiritual traditions, and his personal struggles shaped his worldview today. Hannah continues to work on books, documentaries, and other projects that preserve and share her father's legacy. She remains one of the most active Ali children in terms of public engagement and legacy preservation. Hannah sees her role as helping people understand that Muhammad Ali's greatest victory was not any particular boxing match, but his evolution as a human being who learned to stand up for his principles while maintaining love and compassion for others. Layla Ali, born on December 30th, 1977, Layla Ali became the most famous of Muhammad Ali's children by following directly in his footsteps and proving that champions could be made as well as born. Her undefeated professional boxing career established her as a legend in her own right. Unlike some of her siblings, Layla showed athletic talent from an early age, but initially, in sports other than boxing, she played basketball and was involved in various athletic activities. But boxing wasn't on her radar during her teenage years when Layla announced her intention to pursue professional boxing in her early 20s. Muhammad Ali was initially opposed to the idea. Having experienced the brutal nature of the sport firsthand, he was protective of his daughter and didn't want her to face the physical dangers he had endured. Despite her father's concerns, Layla was determined to pursue boxing. She began training seriously and showed natural talent, power, and ring intelligence that reminded many observers of her father's early career. Her dedication eventually won over Ali's support. Layla made her professional boxing debut in 1999, at age 21, immediately drawing massive media attention. The comparisons to her father were inevitable, but she quickly proved she was a formidable fighter in her own right, not just a celebrity boxer trading on her name. Over the course of her professional career, Layla compiled an impressive 24-0 record with 21 knockouts. She held multiple world titles in 2 different weight classes and was considered one of the greatest female boxers of all time, an achievement that had nothing to do with her last name. Layla's fighting style combined her father's speed and footwork with devastating punching power that was uniquely her own. She was known for her ability to end fights with single punches and for her tactical intelligence in the ring. Some of Layla's most memorable fights included victories over Jackie Frazier, daughter of Joe Frazier, Gina Guidi, and Aaron Tuffle. Each victory further established her credentials as a legitimate champion rather than just a celebrity athlete. As Layla's career progressed, Muhammad Ali became her biggest supporter, attending her fights when his health permitted and expressing immense pride in her achievements. He often said that watching her fight reminded him of his own early career. In 2007, Layla retired from boxing while still undefeated and at the peak of her career. Unlike her father, who fought too long and suffered health consequences, she chose to leave the sport while she was still healthy and successful. After retirement, Layla built a successful media career, working as a television host, author, and motivational speaker. She has written books about her boxing career and her experiences growing up as Ali's daughter. Layla is married and has children of her own, making Muhammad Ali a proud grandfather. She has spoken about how she tries to pass down her father's values of hard work, determination, and social consciousness to the next generation today. Layla continues her media career while raising her family and occasionally making appearances at boxing events. She remains the most publicly visible of the Ali children and continues to honor her father's legacy through her own achievements. Layla Ali proved that she was more than just Muhammad Ali's daughter. She was a champion in her own right who happened to share his genes and his fighting spirit. Her undefeated career stands as one of the greatest achievements by any of Ali's children. Asad Ali, born Asad Amin on January 24, 1995. Asad Ali holds the unique position of being Muhammad Ali's youngest child and the only one to grow up primarily during his father's battle with Parkinson's disease. Adopted at 5 months old by Ali and his 4th wife, Lonnie Williams, Asad's childhood was completely different from that of his older siblings. Asad was adopted when Muhammad Ali was 53 years old, making him a father again at an age when most men are becoming grandfathers. The adoption reflected Ali's ongoing capacity for love and his desire to provide a home for a child in need, while his older siblings remember Muhammad Ali as the vibrant, talkative champion of the world. Asad primarily knew his father as a gentle, quiet man whose speech was affected by Parkinson's disease but whose love was unmistakable and profound. Growing up with Lonnie Williams as his mother meant Asad had a front-row seat to the incredible dedication required to care for someone with Parkinson's. Lonnie became Ali's full-time caregiver, manager of his affairs, and protector of his legacy, and Asad witnessed this devotion daily. Asad's childhood was markedly different from his siblings. While they grew up during Ali's boxing career and his years as a global icon traveling the world, Asad experienced a quieter, more domestic version of his father, one focused on family time and simple pleasures. Unlike many of his siblings who were drawn to boxing or individual sports, Asad showed interest in baseball. He played in high school and showed athletic ability, proving that talent ran in the Ali family even when it expressed itself in different sports. Asad attended college and pursued a relatively normal educational experience, though he could never completely escape the attention that comes with being Muhammad Ali's son. However, being the youngest and least publicly known of the Ali children gave him more privacy than most of his siblings enjoyed. Despite the communication challenges posed by Parkinson's disease, Asad developed a close relationship with his father. He learned to understand Ali's gestures and expressions when words became difficult, and he treasured their quiet moments together. Asad was present during Muhammad Ali's final years and witnessed both his father's physical decline and the outpouring of love from fans around the world. This gave him a unique perspective on his father's global impact and the depth of affection people felt for him today. Asad is in his late 20s and has largely maintained his privacy while supporting his family's efforts to preserve and share Muhammad Ali's legacy. He occasionally appears at Ali family events, but prefers to stay out of the media spotlight. As the youngest Ali child, Asad faces unique challenges in the social media age. His older siblings established their careers before the internet made privacy nearly impossible. But Asad has had to navigate growing up Ali's son in an era of constant connectivity and instant celebrity. Asad represents the newest generation of the Ali family and how they're adapting to carrying forward the family legacy in the 21st century. His choices about how publicly to engage with his father's memory will help shape how the Ali story continues. Asad's story is significant because he knew Muhammad Ali primarily as a father rather than as a boxing legend. This gives him a different perspective on the Ali legacy, one focused more on the man's character and values than on his athletic achievements. So whatever happened to Muhammad Ali's 9 children? They grew up, faced individual challenges, achieved unique successes, and continue to navigate the complex legacy of having one of history's most famous fathers. Each child found their own way to honor their inheritance. Maryam, through social work and activism. Jamila, through quiet business success and family coordination. Rasheda, through writing and Parkinson's advocacy. Muhammad Ali Jr., through his ongoing recovery and addiction advocacy. Kalea, through independent business success. Mia, through the courage to choose complete privacy. Hannah, through preserving and sharing their father's deeper philosophy. Layla, through becoming an undefeated champion in her own right. And Asad, through representing the family's future while honoring its past, despite their different paths. All 9 children share certain experiences: the pride of being Ali's child, the pressure that comes with that honor, the values he instilled in them, and their ongoing efforts to make him proud while being true to themselves. The Ali children prove that success comes in many forms. Championship boxing like Layla, business success like Kalea, literary achievement like Hannah and Rasheda, social service like Maryam, recovery and advocacy like Muhammad Jr., family coordination like Jamil, peaceful privacy like Mia, and quiet dignity like Asa today. Ali's children continue to impact the world in ways both large and small, some through public platforms, others through private actions. They raise their own children, contribute to their communities, and carry forward the values their father embodied throughout his extraordinary life. Muhammad Ali once said, Don't count the days, make the days count. His 9 children have taken that lesson to heart, each making their days count in their own unique way. They've shown that the true measure of Ali's legacy isn't just what he accomplished in the ring or in the civil rights movement, but the values he passed down to the next generation. The story of Muhammad Ali's children is still being written. They continue to evolve, face new challenges, achieve new successes, and find new ways to honor their father's memory while living their own authentic lives. Their individual and collective stories remind us that behind every legend is a family working to honor that legacy while writing their own chapters in history. From social work to championship boxing, from business success to literary achievement, from private dignity to public advocacy, Muhammad Ali's 9 children have lived lives as diverse and compelling as their father's legendary career. Each child's story reminds us that being the child of a legend comes with unique challenges, but also unique opportunities to make a positive impact on the world. In their own individual ways, all 9 continue to float like butterflies and sting like bees. If you enjoyed this comprehensive look at the lives of Muhammad Ali's children, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who love learning about the human stories behind legendary figures. Subscribe to our channel for more fascinating deep dives into the families of history's greatest icons. Thanks for watching. And remember, we all have the potential to be champions in our own lives, just like Muhammad Ali taught each of his 9 children in their own unique way.